waiting list.
Exactly. As you see the players getting started, we're the lady in red, and we've got a hoodie for Alireza. I love the game. Let's start with Bobby, because he's our Grand Chess Tour. How did he
play
go
before?
through?
It did end in a draw, and there Black responded by playing b5. Leinier Dominguez.
Let's see how the players reached this position. Is it one of the London
It was
systems?
a London system.
I tell you, I have been seeing this more and more, especially in the Title Tuesday Blitz events. It seems like the London variation, the London system with Bishop f4 against the Queen's pawn opening has just become incredibly popular.
We see Black actually employing the very trendy knight h5 variation.
I'm looking at this position. You just went knight g8 to f6 to h5 to f4 to g6. Haven't you just lost an enormous amount of time?
Not particularly. I think this makes a decent amount of strategical sense here. If we go through this move by move, of course, after bishop f4,
for a marquee matchup for just a moment. What?
I mean,
guess what?
I mean, Anish knows.
Anish knows something.
Anish knows, but
Look
You
at
didn't
this.
enter this variation.
Unprepared. No.
But does MVL know is the big question. Anish knows for sure.
Rook e1. This. If I'm wrong about the move knight e4, like I could potentially prevent it with the move knight e7.
Okay,
no,
maybe,
knight d6.
Maybe he's
Knight
threatening
e7.
to go knight to g8.
Well,
Dislodge that knight.
I understand about the idea of trading off the knight, but are you really happy about the resulting bishop it's not like that bishop. I mean, I appreciate that the chances of defending and holding the position are really high. It's just not a joy.
I understand, yeah. I have a feeling that perhaps Leinier realized that after knight d6 there is no move knight takes d5 and decided not to investigate further, and it's a kind of a line which if he had more time he would maybe continue analyzing and
So we're back to wanting to trade off one of the rooks, and again, I'm a little bit I'm not certain should I be challenging the rook on g1 or the rook on h1. For me, I'd like the h file because it's a little bit further from black's king. So rook h1, and again, give me your assessments after say rook h6. What do you say?
I think should be around equal because the black rook I think very likely will land on h3 and this will generate enough counterplay. And rook h6 also creates the very important g6 square for the knight. So
that's what I was aspiring for.
Yeah, your structure will actually be under some pressure after the rooks get traded over.
Right, so I was thinking not necessarily to go for the rook g8, but the knight g6, and as you said, smoke out the knight on f6 by undermining. And there we have it, rook
h1 played. Yeah, we're expecting rook 6 h6 because I think trading on h1 helps white.
That's very great.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, black definitely wants the move knight g6 hitting e5. It feels like I'm like a tempo or so away, Jovi. If I could get my grippers, my positional grip on the position with moves like f4, I don't know, king e3, you know, I'd be doing great.
h6 played.
But it's like Leinier just each moment has his
I think that's exactly right. I think white is maybe one tempo away from completely consolidating and being firmly in control. But this tempo is just not coming. We could see something like rook h6, let's say f4,
right,
knight g6, rook f1,
right,
and the f pawn will survive, but I think black has clearly enough compensation, counter compensation. You can go rook h4, rook h3, rook h2, rook h2, wherever.
Right.
You can also go rook h2, rook b2, which I guess leads to a sharper position, but might also give white some hopes.
Feels like Leinier, having made the time control, very much relieved, and he's got a solid position. I mean, the knight on f6, pretty as a picture, but not necessarily a very effective knight.
No.
We'd
Not
almost
effective.
like the knight on g5, and we'd probably much prefer the knight on d4. We would at least be targeting the pawn on d6.
Somehow it just doesn't quite work because I mean I'm visualizing maybe the white king can kind of run in and try to get into c5, but
yeah.
Okay.
As we've
It was a draw, and there you can see the players analysing Alireza Firouzja against Leinier Dominguez. A very closely contested game.
It was a razor sharp, actually, and I think a lot of the tactics and ideas will remain behind the curtain there. But I just feel that somehow Alireza left more on the table.